In this lesson, I'm going to demonstrate how to install certain important software before we can actually start coding in Java programming language. And some of these software include the JRE, which is again the Java runtime environment, JDK, Java development kit, and of course we need our editor where we actually go and write our code. So throughout the lesson, I'm going to use Eclipse as the editor because it's more robust. Of course, you can choose any other editors that you like. By far, there are several out there, such as Atom, Sublime, and so on. So let me next demonstrate how to actually go about finding these softwares and installing them. The installation of these softwares are a pretty straightforward process. So I'm just going to demonstrate and take you to the site where you can actually download all the software and simply install it. And Java installs by itself, so you don't have to configure any paths or do any other complex configuration. So the installation is pretty standard. So next, let me go ahead and switch to my browser. So here I have Google. So I'm just going to go ahead and type, let's say, JRE and hit search. And what this is going to do is directly going to take me to the Java SE Runtime Environment 7. In essence, I'm going to go to the Oracle Downloads page. And once again, I can choose the version 7 or the 8, but either way, once you're at the download page, you would have several options to choose from. So I'm going to click on the download, which is the very first link. And it brings me to the downloads page where on the left navigation, I can take a look at whichever platforms I need to download. And if I scroll down, notice here's the Java SE Runtime Environment. And again, different formats are available for various platforms, such as if I'm running a Linux, Mac, Solaris, or Windows. If you're running Windows, just simply navigate to one of these files. You can directly download an executable file or a zip file that you can later install. So just install simply the JRE or the SE runtime environment. That's one of the prerequisites. Let me scroll up. You can also navigate to the downloads area, which is the main link in Oracle. And you can also navigate from here. If you scroll down, you can notice there are Java downloads, Java runtime environment, Java SE, and so on. So if you'd like to see the complete list of Java downloads, you can just click on this particular link and it'll take you to the Java category. Similarly, we need to install the Java development kit, which is again right here, but let me navigate back to the home page of Google and I can show you how to go about finding the JDK. So just type JDK Java, or just JDK would also take you to the same page. And notice it also takes you to the same link, which is Java SE Development Kit 8 or 7, depending upon the version that you're using. The current one is the 8. And once again, it's all within the downloads link. So if I click on the Java SE downloads, it takes me to the download page where I can download the Java development kit, I can download the Java runtime environment, or the server JRE. So all the resources are in fact available within the Oracle downloads. You just have to go and search for it, and once you have it, you can just download it. Scroll up. Other things you can take a look at is the documentation if need be, but primarily all you need is the JRE and the JDK. Make sure those two are installed. Next, I'm going to go to Eclipse and I'm going to demonstrate how to find Eclipse. So let's go back to our Google homepage, and this time I'm going to search for Eclipse for Java. And as soon as you type Eclipse, it takes you directly to the Eclipse downloads and displays the link for it. So just click on Eclipse downloads. And again, you can use other editors as well. We are going to use Eclipse for the purposes of this course. Once you're at the Eclipse download page, I recommend you try the Eclipse installer. So just download either the 32-bit version, whether you're using Windows, Linux, or Mac. So all three versions are available. Just simply pick and choose the operating system that you're using, and then select the download 32-bit or the 64-bit version. The benefit of using the installer is that it allows you to not only install Java editor, but also other editors, for example, like C++, and there's a whole list like Rebel and so on. But if you do not want to use the editor installer, you can directly simply download the Eclipse IDE for Java EE developers. So the IDE is basically the integrated development environment. And once again, you can choose the 32-bit or the 64-bit version. So you can, again, download just this or download the installer. If it's your first time, I'd recommend downloading the installer. It's much easier and straightforward process. And the current version of Eclipse Mars is the 4.5.2 release. So once again, just click on the download link and it will begin the download process. Once it's downloaded, execute it, and it will install Eclipse for you. So we need to make sure that we have the software installed before we can open up Eclipse and start using Eclipse to create our Java programs. Let me in fact show you what Eclipse look like before we actually move to the next lesson. And here we go. So this is what the Eclipse editor would look like once you have it installed. Obviously you're not going to have any of this, so you'll probably see a blank workspace. You'll have your navigation package explorer pane, your task list on the right, the outline right below the task list, and of course the console where you would see the actual results or the output of the code. So primarily we'll code in the workspace, we'll write the programs in the workspace, and then once we execute our Java program, we will see the results being displayed here. And once we get into the Java programming, I'll explain various menu items and tools that are helpful when we use the Eclipse software. So I hope this helps. Practice downloading these softwares, and let's move to the next lesson.